back. I hope you're having a good time with my fashion review. I'm really enjoying the fashion edition of this whole thing. Somehow, I guess simply because I feel so confident in this, because I really do know all aspects of this industry. Really, every single aspect is just so familiar to me. Every single aspect of this industry is like like Metaslavia, like my native spot. I have been interested in this industry since I started creating my own outfits for performances in my dance career, in my professional ballroom and Latin dancing. And I started to work with a designer, top one in Metaslavia, actually. I was really lucky. My mom was really like into this whole thing. She's like the ultimate champion mom. And yeah, I've been championed. Look, my partner and I were top ranked in our category for many years, like since I met that partner. He was really cool, just amazing. We trained a lot every day, and we won a lot, and we traveled to Switzerland, Poland, like internationally to compete. And I've been on top 7 pairs in Metaslavia, always. And that really spiked my ego. That's why I'm so competitive, and fashion is a competitive sport. It truly is. You compete for the attention of press, you compete for the attention of buyers, and you compete for the attention and their wallets, discretionary income of the customers. You compete for the hype and status of your brand. You are basically constantly in an ongoing competition. And after slowing down with my fashion career and entering the space of Web3, I took the best I could from the fashion world and brought it to Web3 with the kind of decisiveness I got and I have established in the fashion world, the eye for trends and the eye for winners to support. I've also been a buyer, I've been a merchandiser, I've been a sales and PR person, I've been a technologist and curator in the fashion world. It really trained me, and I'm really, 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 really grateful for this industry, for the kind of training that I've gone through and still going through, because I believe we're always part of fashion, whether we like it or not, whether we accept it or not. We're always engaged in this industry because still most of us live and we need clothing. I believe in the future where clothing will be grown on our bodies and will be basically like a biologically composed right on the spot to meet our needs. So it will be more of like an organic extension of a human body. And the kind of designs that you're looking at now by Iris van Herpen, I believe that these kind of things will be grown on us. Yeah, we'll be literally guiding fabrics, or like rather the organic material, the biodegradable the material that is going to be basically 3D printed or grown on our bodies, will be guided by our aesthetical preferences at any given moment. And each garment that we choose to grow will be a representation of that present moment of our need to how to cover our body, of our aesthetical preferences, of our mood, of course. Just like now, we're putting together looks from our wardrobe based on the way that we feel and based on the way that we want to present ourselves to the world. And I'm really excited to see how technologies are going to be augmenting this industry. And I believe with with the digital printing that was really hyped, as you can see on this dress, in like beginning of 2000s, end of 2000s, digital printing was huge. Then the 3D printing got pretty interesting with the Iris Van Herpen's help, actually, and guidance. It was quite a hype for some points. Oh, I love the neckline here, so nice. And of course, with the digital fashion design that is booming, that has been booming since about 2018 and 2019, and then 2020, obviously. It's one of those renaissance-y times where we found out the way to sell digital fashion using the NFT technology, blockchain. I believe everything will be transformed. Digital fashion wouldn't be associated so much with blockchain technology. It will be associated with guiding fashion designers on what needs to be created out of the materials that already exist in our life. I think we'll be really, really big on upcycling and on utilizing what has already been created before and restructuring existing garments into new garments. And I've been seeing visions of aesthetics of this dress, God, so nice. I've been seeing the aesthetics of like reconstructed garments. And I remember when I was a fashion designer, yes, I was. I was around 15, 16, actually, very early days. I created a fashion collection that kind of looks like this, like with a lot of like elements to it. And it was called Sea Fantasy. I was remembering my time in Lemuria in my past lives and kind of channeling that in these motifs of blues and purples and pinks. I just love the final walk through of the fashion shows, and I love how they are walking together as opposed to in a row. And the fashion collection that I created as my first collection, and the last one really, was similarly aesthetically like this. That's why I'm showing this to you right now and just preparing for the next hours that we spend as I look at the state of the industry and share with you. I've also been creating like one-off dresses for myself, and she's so good. She's AT. She's completely out of this world. Very, very cool Arcturian being. But yeah, I've been also creating, upcycled pieces, like using garments that I already have and recreating them in a new form. Okay, let's go. I just feel like going from this part here. I think we already looked at the Fashion United in our last video, and maybe it would be time for me to close this website. Let me just look at Data tab. Let's look at digital fashion news. Wow, Fashion United has become quite a resource, huh? Since I last communicated. Yes. I think it's going to be a thing now. I'll be doing these kind of reports on fashion, balanced fashion reports going forward, maybe every season. Let's look at top fashion influencers as well. I'm quite interested to see who are considered to be influencers these days. And federations in the apparel industry. I mean, this is a good resource. Very well done. I want to see and I want to meet people who are creating content for Fashion United. Must be very intelligent people. Okay. Oh, I love how they categorize the news. You know what I wish? I wish I had my hands free and I could direct scrolling on my computer with my thoughts or with my voice at least. So I can keep braiding my hair because I have several braids to make. I love braiding so much. You know what? Maybe we're gonna do this because I don't feel like scrolling down just yet. I wanted to see this guy. Yeah, this guy. Let's look at his most popular video, or what do you think? Do you want to see most popular, or you want to see the latest? No, let's see the latest ones. Golden Globes. Are we happy? Let's go.
Hello everybody, my name is Luke Marr and this is Hot Love Mode, and today on Hot Love we're bringing you your 2023 Golden
Is he based in New York?
Red Carpet Fashion Roast and Review. We're going to be taking a look at some of film and TV's most famous celebrities who are all there for awards and trophies and
look at the amount of books.
Things, whatever
I think he read all of them.
But
look, I read all of the fashion books I could.
Looks, talk about whether they're good, bad, or downright cruel to make somebody look at. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have Ana de Armas, and she is wearing Louis Vuitton. Now, she has become a woman of LV, rectangular shape that runs down the front. We can see that these silver sort of pearlescent little
I love how people describe fashion.
I can't really tell at this point. The light reflecting off of them is kind of weird. It creates an intriguing motif, almost like a tapestry that runs down the front, and then what looks like a sort of black chiffon runs down the sides. Her hips do exist. It's floor length. It's an intriguing design, to be completely honest. I do think that something about creating an almost faux column dress via the encrustments is cool, but at the same time, I do think that the square neckline, it's a tough one to do. I do think Ana de Armas is doing like a pretty decent job, but it's a lot to shoulder, if you get what I mean. I also do think that the motif is a little bit intriguing. It's there. It looks like crowns and boxes with other little boxes, but it doesn't really read super exciting or intriguing or memorable, and no, I just don't think this is going to be a look that anybody ever says, oh my god, do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, so, well, do with that what you will. Next up, we have Andrew Garfield, and he is wearing
Andrew.
The Spanish.
I like Andrew a lot.
Many don't really know all that much about, but
I mean, the way he looks.
It's an orange. It's like a burnt orange. It's like a pumpkin
I guess who doesn't?
Colored suit. I love the lapels. I do love a little curved lapel. I think it's hot, sexy, and cool. It's a simple sort of front crease pant, black sort of loafer shoe, but he's wearing a pussy bow blouse of sorts. It's not a pussy bow blouse in the traditional sense. Pussy bow blouses actually have the neck that is constructed of the sort of pussy bows. It's a collared shirt of some sort. Pussy bow element runs down, so I guess it's really not a pussy bow shirt blouse. It's a long ribbon sort of neck.
Okay, I'm done with one more braid.
In the grand scheme of things, like,
I wish I could show you myself, but I don't want to.
The menu, the character, and then a simple. Ariana.
Yeah, this is good.
Ordered.
This is not bad. This is not bad at all, actually. I think it's quite nice. I noticed it before and I was appreciating it. I did screenshot it on my other device. Well, like we've always talked about red carpets, right? Since the early days of red carpets is such a big part of the entertainment and the modern culture is to look at how people dress. I enjoy this type of situation. I enjoy complex ways of draping fabric around the body. It's kind of cute, not super special, but you can go wrong on a red carpet with some stones. It's not bad as well. I mean, it's Prada. Like, let's be honest. We can't say nothing bad about it. I like, not bad, piece of fabric. No, even though, yeah, for sure, but no, something's completely off with the situation happening here. Kind of messy. I don't think he likes it either. I mean, it's like most average thing, and I don't like it at all, actually. The color does suit her. No. 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 I like velvet, but I don't like the combination of non-velvet with velvet. I think or it has to be completely different, like shinier fabric. It just feels unbalanced. Yeah. This is better. You see combination of velvet and some thick silky silk. Yeah, definitely. But I don't like the dress itself. It's like so many aspects of how things look and how the things are like combined, and the colors and the fabric and the weight and the shape. There's just so many aspects that goes into a good dress, a good outfit. Not good. No. Cute top. I'm definitely in men who dress up like that. I would definitely be, happy to be next to them. Yeah, okay. I guess that was just a little bit of like a break for me to work on my braids. I see hair as I see hair as antennas. So I love to braid my hair a lot. I'm really, really big into braids and tiny braids, like really tiny braids. Okay, the Yuna event, remember? Ooh, Anina, it's funny. Anina is everywhere, like this woman, oh my freaking god, Fashion 360, fashion tech person. She's just like more over the top than me when it comes to fashion tech, communications. Let's see. I remember her from Clubhouse activities as well, 4 subscribers. 6 years ago. Wait, but she does have another channel, right? 360 Network CEO. I remember I met her in New York, I met her like pop-up 360 Fashion Network pop-up in South by Southwest in Texas, in Austin, back when I co-produced an event with Liz Bacelar for her consultancy, and I remember I had like an hour and a half or so off, so I just had to visit certain things. I don't like the fact that she has this avatar speaking for her. I think it's not cool at all. 4 hours ago. Look how many videos she got. But she enjoys like me sharing in voice, so that makes sense. I just don't like the idea of an avatar. I prefer her to maybe, oh my god, 5 months ago, and she has this on. Wow. Do you guys enjoy short YouTube videos? I think YouTube videos is made for like 3-hour long videos like those that I create. I think YouTube is not like the best platform for short videos. I don't know, I just feel that's just how it is. I'm excited to, Diane I love so much. I'm excited to I guess like study this, Kathy, on my own. But I just want to see which kind of people that she features and she thinks are cool. Evelyn. Again, Diane. Success or fail. Oh yeah, it's her. Look at the hair and the little sparkles in her hair. Jonathan, I remember like again those Clubhouse years. Hello, Jessica Couch. God, I know everyone. Bunny Yan. Really, I mean it. And I remember, the Clubhouse times when she had this Clubhouse room every week, and whenever I joined it, and then whenever I raised my hand to speak and shared my honest opinion on certain things, I've been like literally kicked off stage because of the kind of rebalancing work that I've done at that point. I've learned to be more kind and more diplomatic and more, I guess, consciously strategic with my work. Ooh, let's see. Carla Talk Stack. But at the same time, look, guys, like I'm not gonna hide it. Sometimes I just feel that things are off, and I cannot just lie. I cannot like pretend to like something or to think that something is correct and right when it's not.
No. Today, money is not a reason to explain why you're well dressed or not, because a white shirt with the jeans looks good on everybody when it's impeccable and well worn. So that excuse doesn't exist. I know there are more important things in life than fashion, but as we don't run around naked, maybe we need fashion.
Manuel, one last question.
Yes, from Harry, asking what would be your best advice for entrepreneurs in the room to build their own brand?
We have our own brand. We have to keep our brand secret for us. I'm not an advisor.
You can't advise?
No, I don't know.
Should we dress like you?
Good answer.
What he's doing, what he wants to sell, what he'll expect, you cannot give a personal advice to somebody you know nothing about.
But you would advise people to be different, looks like should I start, wearing different clothes and looking, you like Lady Gaga,
she's because she fights against banality, yeah?
So fight banality, so like this is totally boring,
That's
right?
not banality, it's a style.
I see.
You like that one?
So, being different, basically, is your...
No, if you dress in a fancy way or whatever you call it, you have to be 100%.
So where exactly he talks about technology and shows the tools he uses.
It has to be 100% you. Clothes about that. It shows what I'm doing. I'm meditating for the 48-hour day. It's a little difficult for me with 24.
Wait, for an hour a day?
48-hour day. I'm meditating for the 48-hour day. It's a little difficult for me with 24.
So no mails.
I have no time. It's impossible. I wouldn't read them. I cannot. I'm still sketching. I'm still doing handwork like in the old way because ideas have to be still found. Even with all those machines, the machines don't found the ideas. That's a good thing about it.
And if you come on to Net-a-Porter and
oh my god, I love Natalie Massenet. She was one of my biggest inspirations in fashion, bigger than Anna Wintour, you know what I mean? It's huge.
Some of the things that we're doing, if you find interesting applications that can join it, let's get together and make the biggest amount of noise in honor of the greatest designer in the world.
If we want to send you a message, something, reach you, can they talk to you, email you? Can we send you email to your iPad?
No,
Fax.
I don't take mails.
You You don't take mail.
I have no time to read. I'm meditating for the 48-hour day. It's a little difficult for me with 24.
So no mail.
I have no time. It's impossible. I wouldn't read them. I cannot. I'm still sketching. I'm still do handwork like in the old way because ideas have to be still found. Even with all those machines, the machines don't found the ideas. That's a good thing about it.
Good times. Very well. I wish I could hear more of his words. Let's see. Okay, we're back in this. Like again, every time I look at anything that is digital fashion, I wonder what Carl would say about digital fashion these days. I'm not like bored, but I feel like I'm playing a game that I'm just wasting time with in a way. It's like it's not even real. Why am I looking at it? Of course, like somebody spent time building it, but AI could do it better anyway. You know. None of these images are like attracting me to click, and none of these news titles are any of interest for me. Yeah, look, everything is Web3 fashion so far has been gaming stuff. And quite honestly, I'm not into gaming at all. That's interesting always. The art of buying. Also, an idea of a digital avatar or, Michaela kind of, a virtual influencer. I think it's a fad. I'd rather look at my real face on a screen than on some cute little, version of me. Maybe I'm wrong. Look, I'm sure some people enjoy cute little versions of themselves and like use filters. I don't find it interesting. I find it much more interesting to look at my real self in the mirror, or look at someone I love in real life. Oh, this looks interesting. I mean, look, let's just not read, but look at the pictures and open pictures. That might help our curation process. It's always 40 million fabricant, and now they started hiring people that I don't approve of. But like brands hire people who are like influencers and hyped up people, but they have no deep knowledge of the industry. So brands have no capacity to really find stuff that is actually going to bring value to the industry. But hiring people who are buying the hype without without really knowing, first of all, the industry, and second of all, without having that passion for the industry to make it better. That's the big problem. Jovica. You remember that mannequin? I interviewed the founder of Jovica for the Fashion is Your Business podcast at this legendary conference in LA in 2019, I believe, 18, I think, yeah. And she was creating an avatar, like a mannequin that is smart mannequin, which I found interesting. You see how the ad space is clear here? It's nice, right? Ooh, and a rough retail big show. I miss those. I mean, look, I miss New York. I'm not gonna lie. I miss the knowledge base and the melting pot that the city is, and the comeback will happen at some point. I just need to really focus on development of Metaslavia. My people need me here. I don't remember seeing New Order. I like the name. Website design is just like another way to show generic tech product in the fashion world. It must be useful if, you know, these people use it. Lightspeed. I would like to see it deeper. Yeah. I like this visual. Oh, how Hiri Tech doing? Good people work there. I wonder how active these guys are. Like, do they actually have clients right now? And really, what kind of data points they're showing, what kind of insights? The website is so cute and so tiny, like it just doesn't have that much information. I wish it was a little bit more dynamic or something. Like if you have a digital product that you're showing, please show us more, show us more. And these brands are using it. That means that they have some kind of value to add. I would love to, like, guys, Hiri Tech or anyone who's doing insights, go invite me to be part of your advisors team. I'll be completely happy to, co-create with you. Really. I've always really wanted to be part of such organizations, to be honest. I'm here for you. I've started an AI startup around 8 years ago when I was exploring visual recognition for fashion. I was Costumer AI, Costume.ai, and yeah, we were really doing it. How's Unspun doing? These familiar people. Working knowledge. I don't believe in the idea of a perfect fit, because your body really does change with time. So, today's a perfect fit, tomorrow, when you, or in, a month, when you work out more, you have a different figure, like you have a different shape. It fits differently, it looks differently, you feel differently, you're wearing it. But what I like about Unspun is that they, circular economy solution. Let's see. I also interviewed people from the Unspun for the Fashion is Your Business podcast. Design, scan, wear. Wait, where is the circularity aspect of things? Yeah, okay, one pair of jeans at a time. I thought they recycle it as well, make new ones, powered by Aeon. Nice. How's Aeon doing? I'm sure they're doing really well, Natashnika. Cellulose-based materials, it's recycled content and product. Zero inventory, you see, like this is a key here. Zero inventory in organizations that are really talking about what we call sustainability and what I call responsibility. Pangaya? Good collab, I guess. I don't know. I think we take too much care about the jeans that we wear. Look, again, jeans, I just love old jeans. I cannot even stress how much I love jeans that I bought years ago and I still have access to. Such a good idea. Let's see. I feel hungry, and at the same time, I don't need to eat. I had food today, so I'm kind of confused. Like, what do I want? Try this piece of cacao. But really, I feel hungry. And my belly is full. I'm gonna go bring a banana. Or an apple. Apple is always a good idea, huh? You see the statistics? I should change. People price up deeper so they can include markdowns. 1% of clothing recycled. I wonder how the Fab Scrap is doing. Fabrics recycling company in New York. This is an interesting one. Did you see the news where Rent the Runway and Amazon are working together now? I remember seeing Jennifer Hyman in person during our exclusive fireside chat in the company that I worked. Spring. She was a friend with our co-founder investor. I mean, he invested in her company. I remember these good days working with his company Spring, the marketplace that I was part of, doing product in the integrations team, project management, technical stuff. And God, we had all these perks, it's all good things about being part of the company. It really, really motivated me to work hard for a company that I didn't make up, an idea for. But I've always really loved my job. I always did. Even when it was like kind of so-so company, I still enjoyed. I found ways to enjoy it. I was lucky. Wow, State of Fashion 2020 reference in the article. Ouch. I don't know where these articles are coming from, but I just want to close more pages because we have so many to go through today. I don't even see the end of it yet. Be willing to start from the bottom. Really, it's important. I don't think people understand how much internships I've gone through in order to be hired and have visa sponsored for me in New York. I had many internships. I did a lot of really uncomfortable things, let's just put it that way. I cleaned Zach Bosen's dog's poops outside because I had to walk them as a sales intern. I had to be stuck in a little tiny windowless kitchen at Zach Bosen's showroom. Somehow Zach Bosen was like a highlight of my internships. I had to stay up till like 3 a.m. in the morning at Zach Bosen studio because it was Fashion Week. What's happening with Zach Bosen? And I don't think this brand exists anymore. Catherine Malandrino was another New York-based brand that I worked with as an intern, and I did both design internship, which is like sewing some certain aspects. Like I think it was labels. I think we're sewing up labels. Yeah, I just remember using the sewing skills, and then I worked as a sales intern at the same company during the buyer's appointments. Days and hours of my work on top of the studying and on top of my own little tiny business. How's ID doing? Why are we on ID? I don't know, but that's where we are. I think these magazines like ID, Vice, Dazed, just name all of them. I would like to see my list. I mostly iconic outfits. I think they're expired. I think they are not bringing value. I think they are boring. I think they exist just because of the advertisers, and I think if the advertisers got to close the shop and stopped working with them, which I think will happen in the future, these magazines, these cultural leaders of the past will close. I just don't think anyone really thinks they're cool anymore, and I certainly don't. They have professionals working, like stylists, editors, that know how to talk about fashion. But I believe that even that talk about fashion has no value at all. Yeah, I just think they live for their advertisers, and nobody cares about advertising models that we've been exposed to since fashion magazines started to exist anymore. Yeah, I just feel like we're kind of like done. I think the alternative would be AI compilations of aesthetic-driven visuals and information, intellectually driven also information towards our development of our taste and towards our intellectual development and increasing the knowledge of the industry, basically, with kind of like interactive learning experience. I think that's going to be huge. And I think good aesthetics and good design will be decentralized. I think we'll be seeing a variety of different aesthetics playing in the field. I mean, like we do now, but I believe that there will be no such thing as like one publication, for example, saying that this is how it's supposed to be. It will be much less centralized. I think Miley Cyrus is a robot. I don't think she's a real person. I think she has been artificially created. That's just the vibe that I'm getting from her. But like many celebrities, really. She just doesn't feel real. Like, I feel like whenever she's not on stage or on a red carpet, for example, she's just like off. Even like Lindsay Lohan feels more real because of her, kind of like this, because of her behavior back in the early 2000s, if you know what I mean. I like this dress. Looks like a Latin dress. Her fans, not critics. I'm definitely a critic, not a fan. It's good stuff. I've always been fascinated by costume designers, and specifically designers of dance dresses, dance performance dresses. I don't feel like this article has any visual value, actually. Could have done better. If you're already posting something, like post more visual information. If you're a fashion publication, don't, hide content. Don't make people work for, I like this a lot. Don't make people work for your extra content. Search. If you're showing something, show it. Even like this short article is just like kind of like half-ass done. Much of it is half-ass done in a fashion world, to be honest. And we overwork like we're saving the planet, but we are kind of ruining the planet, ruining people's mental health, and plus we are creating most of the times shitty stuff. Oh well, I like this. This is very cute. I think she's like 14 here or 13. What do you think? This is like 15, 16. So it's like already 20 and 30. What do you think? 11, 12. Super cute. I just kind of want to save this. I don't know why. 2001. Yeah, I remember that look of her. What is it called? The Freaky Friday, exactly. Oh, nice, cute, kind of cute, big boobs. Look, fake boobs, right? Like, of course, like most people have in this particular industry, fake boobs. I don't believe in fake boobs. Fake boobs are bad for you. And now she doesn't have any big ones. Probably. 2005 looks much. Wait, so she had much bigger boobs and then much smaller boobs, I guess. Tommy Hilfiger, yeah. He looks good for his age. I mean, still 26. Oh no, why would you put pockets right on your butt? I remember these hats. I really want to grow my hair much longer. Like right now it's still here, but I really want it to go like down till here, so that my braids can look even better. I don't understand why not a lot of people are making braids. I know it takes a lot of time, but it's such a nice way of meditation, concentration. Ooh, this dress is not fitting her real well. That's not a red carpet look. That's it? Okay. Cute, she looks cute. Don't love the dress, but she looks good. Grown-ups. I like the skirt a lot. I like this look a lot. I don't like her, face. Fashion. I don't like her face. I mean, it's Dior. What do I want? Another thing that really has to change in our industry is the fact that this cannot go on, this type of aesthetic of a model. Models should look completely different and not like different because their eyes look different and the color of the skin is different, but like actual shape. And I don't care that you're making clothes for specific height. I care that a variety of different heights can be included in your story. You get it? They have to look different, like completely different, not just the colors of the skin and shape of the eyes. I don't like this. I mean, I do appreciate the fact that this is kind of something like that happening here, but unnecessary. Oh yeah, my favorite look of Kate. Something nice about Kate. What is this? Anyone? I like the shape of the skirt. Kind of, like not fully, but I just love these kind of flowy skirts. Kind of inspires me to make one. Nice pants. Nice. Good work. Good work. This part, specifically this part. Here. That's when I say consuming fashion, when I really consume visually. You know how energetically it affects the models? Ooh, where are her pants? We forgot? Or this is the pants? No, we don't have pants here, okay. I like this a lot. We consume people and we consume models, we consume aesthetic beauty. Energetically, it's like raping, actually. Oh, I love these pants. Very well done. Combination of these colors. This part here is cute. Yes, the skirt and this color is here. I like a lot. I'll definitely wear something like that. But I don't like her knees. Generally, I'm not a huge fan of knees. I mean, I like my own knees. Something about this I like. But I don't like the shoes. Okay, I have another braid to make. So I wish we could watch the video again. I like. Cute. I like a lot when cutouts, different fabrics. This I like a lot. Anything has to do with fringe, I'm pretty much always in. No. No, nice try, but no. No. Kinda cute. I like the pants. I like the idea of weaving these kind of things, like wovenship of textiles. I think it's going to be big actually in the future, where we will take old textiles and create new garments, weaving old garments together in one piece. I like different stripes combinations. Yeah, the fact that Paris Hilton is here is really alarming in my system. Because it's Versace, I guess they're allowed. Hi, twins. Gucci twins. Something is off. I don't know what. I guess it's like a reference point to the fact that we'll have a lot of cloning happening in the future. It's gonna be really eerie. I really love this part here. I think there's gonna be a huge return of bell bottoms. Kind of cute skirt, but not here. Messy. The hair extension I don't love, but I love the idea of long hair generally. I think people should grow their hair long. I like this. I think it's super easy and cute and not overwhelmingly sexy, but definitely nice in movement. Never was fan of Moschino. I thought they're too literal. Never not liked fashion that is too literal. I don't know anyone who really likes fashion that is too literal anyway. I really love these pens. Actually, I need to find. Yes, they're there. I need to find my white pens. I have a couple, but one of them don't fit me anymore because I'm too skinny now. I'm too raw vegan for my old-fashioned pieces. Sometimes I feel like I've really reached my perfect shape of my body. Finally, I sculpted it. Same with the face. I sculpted my face. I love how her hair looks. I sculpted the face. I have missing teeth, and because of the missing teeth, I'm not recommending to anyone, but just how it happened. I have much thinner, more noble face now, compared to what I had in my earlier 20s and even late 20s. My face changed completely. People that look at my old passport photo, they are a little shocked. They kind of know that I'm myself, but it's hard to tell. So I look very different. I also sound different. Frequency of my voice changed. Even like since 2019, 2020, it changed a lot. My language has improved as well somehow. Maybe it's because of the amount of exposure I had with very diplomatic people who are really, really into diplomacy. One of my mentors told me, Natalia, you need to learn how to be more diplomatic. And I had to. Yeah, how is that even something that we would consider okay? But the fact that it's crinkled, I guess it's just how it's designed to be. Yeah, look, crinkled on purpose. I like this part a lot. I guess who doesn't? I would definitely love to touch her. Well done. Skirt. Don't appreciate so much the top part. I think the boobs are not positioned this way exactly. They're a little lower than this, so it's kind of fake. This is the kind of skirt design I would think about if I did decide to get married. I think I would get married in a black piece, like something similar to what this aesthetic is. Definitely not white. I don't believe in white wedding dresses. I would definitely design my own dress for the wedding. Actually, I can't wait to design more of my own stuff. How come I don't have capacity to? Just maybe I should just create a brand. But you know, if I really got to, again, back to advising brands, I would most likely tell any brand to take a break and drop their collections, not in a way that is currently seasonal, but rather in a way that is feeling good in their body. I believe in the future where we have plenty of money to live life that is free, and everyone's gonna be doing things in life that are exciting to them, truly exciting. Like I'm doing it this way these days, this past 3 years. I've been really excited. I've been just like kind of all over the place in many ways. Musicology for clothes. It must be interesting. I don't love this magazine, by the way. I know it's hyped. I just don't see much value in it, to be honest. I really don't. I think it's not categorized well. I think it's not featuring something of value. Everything that is shared in many cases is more of a fad than a like something that is to stay. Another thing I'm noticing is that, of course, a lot of fashion has transferred itself into, say, Instagram. And since I'm someone that I am not enjoying Instagram at all, and since my comeback to Instagram, I am just not excited to look at what I'm seeing, including my friends' stuff. It's just the same thing, like selfies in the mirror, me in a new location, me having this, dinner with people, and me having, a new experience, a concert or something. I don't give a shit. I really don't. And I think many of us don't give any fuck about what you're up to. Actually, I'd rather just drop in with you and learn about what you're doing once in a several months period. 2 years ago, guys. I guess it's just not as active anymore, this particular. I think this is important information, by the way. This particular magazine is lost its spark, lost its value. The reason why I'm doing these videos also is because I want AI to scrape this information and then categorize it, and with the information that I'm sharing with you now, it will be packaged in a way that is Natalia.ai powered university education system. Did you get it? And then there will be courses created around the content that I create, because look, I don't post about 88% of my content, and about another 12% of the content that I actually post is not seen by anyone. Maybe more, actually, if you include New Life posts. Wow, so many Athens locations. How come there's only one location in our city, Prague? Prague is the central point of my existence these days. It's like the center of Metaslavia. Everything else is less central. Wait, I saw Poland listed before. How come it's listed again? And of course, Portugal is... I have to copy this. Portugal is huge because Portugal is like an entry point into Metaslavia. If you know what I mean, and I'm not going to explain it to you exactly what it is, because you'll know when you know what Metaslavia is. I am in love with Portuguese people. I think they're the best. Because they're very deep, welcoming, smart, warm, and happy. They can be sad, but they're happy sad. Oops. Okay, we'll follow the link. I remember I wanted to... wait, another time Ukraine. I remember I wanted to go get an apple and a banana, maybe. I really wish it was scrolling for me. Is Assembly New York still open? I used to love the shop. Okay, we're gonna watch this. Oh, you know what? I want to create music for fashion shows. Like light language stuff. Imagine. Wow, they're standing. Is that Imran? I enjoy seeing people at the front row more than I enjoy seeing models. I don't think I'm the only one. You know what I mean? Like, I think models are not beautiful beings. I think they're stupid as fuck. I'm sorry, guys, but really. I think it's expired. I don't think models are a thing. What is the thing is the people who work the industry. Not the celebrities, not the influencers, but people who work the industry. Those are the people I'd like to see walking down the runway, one way or another. The frequency of the models walking down this runway is quite closely put together. Don't you think so? I don't like the idea of the skirt. I think it's stupid. It's not even sexy. What? Why? How come we're watching Burberry show together? Because Burberry. One of my best friends, a great mentor, amazing friend, Nat, he ran digital marketing for Burberry. And excuse-moi, Burberry's always been one of the top in terms of applications of innovation in the digital marketing. So, just saying. God, I really know everyone who is someone. I really don't dig the cutouts on the hips. Also Burberry. Are you sure you're Burberry? What's going on? Designer change? Anyone? God. Even like the way that they walk is just pathetic. Does she have fish? Yeah, fish earrings. God, the whole look at their face is just like, I'm a robot. Very sad. Not good. Not at all. I appreciate like wearing something on your arms as a bag, but it doesn't look good though. The utility of it though. Fashion is all about utility, my loves. You know, we're still figuring out the utility of, say, like the NFT technologies, right? Like the NFT solution. Let's first figure out the utility of fashion, make sure that utility of fashion is there. Look, the next years ahead are going to be the years of the apocalyptic times. So we'll have to figure out the way to, you know, first, I saw Face of Anna. Kind of like the idea of this, but there's no utility at all. Besides, hey, Luke, have sex with me. There's no utility in sex. Okay? There's no. Let's be honest, because of the mass migrations that we'll be experiencing in the years ahead, we'll have to make sure that, first of all, we don't need to take our wardrobes when waves are covering our locations that we're at, and we don't have time to think about that. We'll have time maybe to get picked up by a helicopter or EFTOL and just leave the location and say goodbye to everything. So that's why I'm promoting Metaslavia as a place to land, because we're much safer here than in many places in the world right now. And sex is not utility. Fishnets are not utility. You know? I believe that we don't need underwear to really operate. I don't like wearing underwear. I think underwear of all kinds is expired. Unless I have a period, I don't need to cover anything up there, down there. And look, it's true. It's just not as needed as we're told. I am into long dresses and the kind of dresses or the kind of skirts where you can play with lengths and use a certain elements of design to either pull it up or put it down. I think that's going to be really fashionable, like strings. You can like play with the strings and play with layers of the skirt. Yes, it's Imran. I just saw recently an Instagram of Imran and how he's enjoying some warm environments. Bell bottoms, look, fishnet bell bottoms, quite interesting. Utility of it is really it's not a bell bottom, it's like a bell shaped skirt. I love the bell bottom pants. I had a dream recently about bell bottom pants, by the way, kind of interesting. But yeah. Question to you: how many people you recognize on the front row? At some point in my life, I knew every single model that is out there, and I was surprised when I see a model walking down the runway that I didn't know name of. Yes, and kind of cute, this. I think there's Kanye West, and then there's like is it Kanye West? And then right in front of him, Anna Wintour. I wonder how strategically these PR people, they seat people with each other and across each other. It must be quite an interesting task. That's why I'm now in the PR and communications, because I think it's like quite strategic way to for social design, basically. Who is this guy? He's kind of cute. I think I created like 4 braids already with us. They're thin, very thin braids. Good colors in this particular collection. It's funny how so many people are wearing the designer of the show, specifically for the show. Also, let's see, notice people who are not taking videos and photos, and give me their numbers. I'd like to stay connected with them. Also notice colors and the covers of the phones. Good music. That's right. We're looking at a video that is referring to music. Oh, Naomi's there. How nice. I think Naomi is the best model, period. Kate is not bad, but Naomi. My god, that person doesn't know how to walk in heels. If you're a model and you don't know how to walk in heels, forget about it. You're not a good model. I don't even know how you got the casting. I really love the outerwear. I think the outerwear, oh sorry, not the outerwear, the menswear. I think the menswear should be women's wear. I mean, designer menswear, of course. I don't like the generic menswear generally. But you know what I mean. I think there should be no difference between menswear and women's wear, much. I think we should stop looking at women as women that way and sexualizing women's bodies. I've been wearing menswear many years. I love menswear so much. I think also the color of the hair should be natural. We shouldn't dye our hair, generally. It's not good for us. Can you imagine, like, your hair is an antenna. Why would you dye an antenna? It just loses its property. And again, I think braids are gonna be huge. Really huge braids. But you'll have to make your own braids. You'll have to do this. And also another thing is, like, you don't have to wash your hair every whatever. I think the less you wash your hair, the better, actually. The aesthetic of dirty hair is going to be a thing. And it is already, like, you know, like wet hair. That. Or like here you see with hair product. I think hair product and fashion. Oh, look at the whole, you know, music band happening there. Yeah, so makeup and hair products are gonna be out of picture generally. It's just not needed at all. Some oils and some kind of product. Oh yeah, this designer. Anyone the name? I don't even know the current Berber designer name. How come? So fast. Why would you run? Where are you running? Good times. I haven't seen a fashion show in a while. I'm happy to see a fashion show. You want to see this one? Maybe half of it. 15 minutes is the average amount of time that we spend fashion shows, right? Yeah, I think it's really cool to have a whole orchestra to, serve the show. Also, I think it's quite cool to have a fashion show in a theater, but it's Margiela, so if you're Margiela, you better do something that is out of this standard zone. Okay, let's go, please. Мартан Маржела, икона модного ремесла. Модное ремесло. Чем ты занимаешься? Модным ремеслом. I see. The apple I am eating is a little bit rotten. Hope it's okay. Maybe not, actually. No, maybe not. There's like a limit of how much rotten that wants to go into your body, and I already had like one piece, and it's kind of more than enough. I don't know anyone in the fashion world that doesn't appreciate a Margiela. Pants are nice. Nice hair. We talked about these pens before. Oh yeah, what's gonna be real big is layers. I'm wearing many layers, even during the summertime. I love layers and just like double skirt. Vests, huge. Utility of vests is the fact that you can put some, not this kind of vests, but still pockets. It's the utility of vests, extra pockets. This is huge. This is huge. A dress and a skirt in one, and then you have you can wear a dress just as a dress. You can wear a skirt just as a skirt, and then together it looks super cute. Another thing I don't see anyone else wearing but me is leg warmers and as hand warmers. So hand warmers is gonna be huge, like sleeves, but not like these like cut, like you're seeing here, these cardigans that are cut short. No, like actual sleeves. I don't understand why it's still not widely spread. These kind of skirts are gonna be huge. Anything that has cutouts, ripped stuff is going to be huge as well. Looks nice. Basic stuff. Prints, not so much. We just don't have time for prints. A lot of stuff will be upcycled and used as a base fabric from old collections that will have prints, but new garments, not so much, more like canvases. But what's going to be real nice, I love the layers of this, is that it's going to be, you can draw on your own clothes, and you will have like basically with years and or seasons of you not the skirt. Yes, but I don't like the, the body with thing out. It's very Margiela. We're allowed. Yeah, so you can like every season you will add another part of the print, so it becomes like a tattoo on your body. This is gonna be big, and you're marking your evolution and your spiritual growth with these drawings on top of your textiles that you wear the most, that you like the most. It will be very, very cool to have a uniform, yeah, and like a collection of like a small wardrobe, maybe up to 21 piece that you wear as your signature. You don't have anything else really. That would be like the coolest thing. Everyone will recognize you by not your face, but what you wear, how you wear it, how you pull it off. A lot of people will be looking very differently, especially in the creative fields. We'll have no matching aesthetics. Everything will be very, very different. I love the cut of her hair, but I don't believe in short hair as a future of hair. God, his back really is not for her, but I like the fact that they mix up, of course they do, women's and menswear in one. Same with Burberry, I really appreciated it. I don't like that blue color. I think we have like one more braid to go. I have a long dress by Helmut Lang, and it's made out of thin knitted fabric. And I ripped it out. I ripped it, and it's a nice fit of the pants. And it looks so good. And it has a very nice slit, and it's long. It's so good, and it's so nice for layering. But sometimes I wear things that are really, really like fashiony, I guess, that really triggers the eyes of people. It really depends on where I go. And I really enjoy experimenting with, because I feel much, much more confident with my experiments than before, like 8 years ago. I just feel more free. Nice pink pants. Pink pants for men, please. I love white pants. This is good. Also fit pants. Kind of work pants. Work pants are gonna be still much more popular. Well, because of the amount. You see, look, think this way. And this is something that we actually all need to really consider and think about. Is that what are the most popular products that have been produced in the past, say, 5 to 10 years? Those are going to be something that will be basically ongoing styles for the next 8 to 12 years before and a restructuring that we'll be experiencing in the world across all the fields. Since I do believe and see a big, I love this band so much, and such a cute little vest. I do believe a big stop sign coming up, literally like industry stopping, production stopping, brands stopping, people stopping to work. And I just see that a lot of things that have been produced in the past, again, like 5 to 10 years, will be circulating the market. So everything that's been fashionable, or rather mass produced in the past 5 to 10 years, will be really the only pieces that are more or less contemporary to tap into for us. Okay, I have 3 more braids to make, but maybe another moment. Let's go. I appreciate the music here. let's see, Marnie we got. I would love to see the Marnie show. Comme des Garçons show would be nice as well. Okay, we have 2 more entertainment pieces left. Us to make a break, but let's go back to Fashion United. That's how we unspun ourselves from the unspun mention here in the Fashion United article about the power of data for digital fashion design. And now we're back. The problem with me is not the attention span or lack thereof, but I'm excited about also many things at the same time, so it's sometimes hard for me to keep up with my own excitement. That's why I'm not so great with creating a business, because I get bored real fast. I'm much better with advising businesses. Okay, since this apple that I started to eat is rotten, I need to get some other food item. I really didn't want to get some other food item that is different. How's Halition doing? Wow, amount of clients you got, including Mercedes-Benz. That must be interesting, 2018 though. Oh, I remember that thing by Farfetch. I was like, whoa, these guys, good times. Okay, drink another food item. Guess what I got? Was that it? Really? So fast? While I was dealing with trash, I mean, it's like the shortest video in the world. I love data visualization. I think data visualization is gonna be huge for us humans. Young Versace. What are we showing though? Top 100 brands in the Middle East. Got it. You know what? Okay, so I got grapefruit, and grapefruit associates with me with diet. Yes, I used to eat grapefruit when I was on diet, when I was like 16, 18. Do you want to talk about the effect of fashion industry on mental health and our perception of body? Maybe not now, but you know. Halishan has always been nice, no? Let's put Halishan as our potential partner. Oops, I don't have any potential partners. What a good word, deployment. Oh wait, Interlaced is the publication. I don't know if it's open or not, but I need to open it. Doesn't feel like it is. Oops. .co. Excuse me. Kristina Dimitrova. I don't think I've ever met her in person, but I know Metaslav everywhere we go, we're here, we're there, we're everywhere. God, we're really ruling it all for us, right? Tuck, tuck. Direct avatar design. That feels like you're not so consistent with your writing, Christina. Which I don't blame you. I mean, we're all tired of fashion at some point. Oh, yeah, this one. That case when people write about Web3 stuff and they don't know what they're writing about. Typical. of where. Yo, fashion education has always been expired. The only reason why I transferred from Parsons to FIT was because at least FIT was a little bit more applicable knowledge. Oh my god, this article is just like the biggest effort that a writer can make. It's not even worth clicking. You know, again, attention span, because of the Instagram, our attention span has become so tiny, then we're supposed to like only read this part and then just be satisfied with the amount of information and depth of it that we've received. Not that I'm saying, hey, like all write big articles, but I don't believe in like clicking and then you get this. But okay, like I'm really into everything has to do with voice. I think voice is the future. Claire Press, how are you doing? That's the thing. Claire Press is quite good. The thing with the grapefruit is that I eat like 2 pieces, and that's more than enough. 2 pieces of dolka, and it's more than enough for my body. I can't take more, I guess, because of the vitamin C and the fact that I eat very little, tiny. I eat super tiny because my body trained to eat tiny amounts. And slow down, steady with us. Podcasting. But yeah, I eat super tiny now, so I definitely don't need. I don't need a lot of food. Another thing I notice here is that they don't have dates, which I agree. Like, I mean, everything is kind of timeless, but at the same time, look, fashion moves way too fast for us not to have dates on your posts, Claire. I met Claire Press in person in LA once, and quite impressive woman. Very well educated, and it was the time when conscious fashion was still really conscious, wanting to be. Podcast. I think now conscious fashion is not only greenwashing only, but it just lost its spark. Actually, just literally fashion has lost its spark, and should be just another screenshot of this piece. It's just lost its spark, and digital fashion doesn't add to the spark. Oh my god, such trash. Digital trash. You know, we in the fashion industry created some physical trash. Now we're creating physical trash and digital trash. And before, at least, we did photography and art elements to promote fashion that is physical trash. And now we're just doing this whole thing that is digital fashion that is really, really even more. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to our entertainment. It doesn't add up to our intelligence. It doesn't add up to our aesthetic development. It just doesn't add up to anything but the other way of selling the shit that you create. So bad. 2 million. I think there is more, right? After and by whatever. Let's talk about Mutani a little bit. I think the woman is, she has some depth there, and has some aesthetical, Antwerp. And at the same time, I wish I could speak with you, Dil Shaili. I think we would have a very interesting conversation. And one thing about the fashion people is that they just don't want to listen to what I get to say. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, is because I just just gonna say it into the void, as my friend said before to me. Like, you're talking to the void. Yes, I do, but it's better that I talk to a void and like one person would listen to me, even if they're my friend, than somebody would just drop me off their Clubhouse stage, or these days, Twitter space, which happens to me. It's just not nice. It doesn't feel nice. And the fact that I'm not holding my truth is actually good for us, my loves. It's not bad for us. And the fact that I can't share it more lightly and kindly, I'm training. Sometimes things need to come out of me in the way that they come out of me to make an impact. How's Jur doing? I interviewed in Jur as well. Didn't enjoy their office compared to, again, my spring luxury time. Didn't enjoy the people that I interviewed with. I just felt more corporate than anything else, because Spring was like a fashion tech startup. And this is a fashion tech startup as well, but like, oh my god, such a boring group of people. And Mona Jur, I mean, look, I know that she's a good entrepreneur. I don't know if she's a CEO now or not, but at the same time, it's just like, guys, it's just boring the way you present yourself. But virtual showrooms are good partners to work with, right? New Order and Jur, the same, basically. Another thing is, like, look, I noticed that nothing new came out since I last really dived into fashion. Really. Unless it's, like, another metaverse solution that I give no shit about at all. Okay, this is new for me. I never heard about Exclusable. But I really don't give a fuck about the NFTs you sold. I really don't. Because it's just a fad. They don't know how to go about this technology. Like, it's just really hyped. $2021, last post. You see? Clubs. Ooh, so bad, so bad. I guess my eyes hurt. God, I really want to throw up. Real bad. Nothing good about it. New York company. I like the fact that there's some value because they're creating news updates here. They haven't updated since then, which I'm appreciating as well. Like, yeah, sure, take a break, but no, not something valuable. Also, look, I'm still, if I'm following you on Telegram, it means that I'll probably unfollow you and like remove you soon enough, because I do cleansing of my Telegram channels. It becomes too overwhelming. God, no value at all. Really. It's just nothing. Suit Lisbon. So many people, like, how is it even possible? Paris, Lisbon, New York. My loves, I really don't understand the people who like this whole like narrative. It's just so boring. Like, actual fashion is much less boring than this. Dallas. For all the women.